you having for lunch? And so today I want to talk about fake experts, vanity numbers, why it matters, why not to, how not to get blinded by all that stuff, and just to make you a little bit smarter about what's going on around the intranet. And so before we do that, let me just give you a little bit of a little bit of background of what's going on. Hey, Elizabeth, glad to see you. So a little bit of background of what's going on and why this is a big deal. And it's actually not just a big deal here in this post that we're talking about, but it is a big deal and things are happening because of all those fake news and fake experts and fake followers. If you did not know, it's not news, but you can buy followers and you can buy retweets and you can buy engagement and all that stuff. That's not anything new. I mean, it's been there since the beginning of time, right? Followers are important, and so people are selling them. But last month, Time did a little expose about the followers factory. And first of all, I love the website. Check out this website. It's really, very well done. So I will leave links to all that stuff so you can actually check it out and read it for yourself, because it's a great article. But basically what's interesting about this article is they expose the entire industry behind the fake followers and why it was a big deal. Not necessarily because people are buying followers, because everybody bought followers, but the big deal was like, who's buying the followers? And there's this company, Devumi, who's selling followers to everybody, to like famous actors and Michael Dell, so business people, so people that you would assume right away that they have real followers. Turns out, no, not so much. Ray Lewis, football commentator, and Donald Trump, it turns out, and a bunch of people. And so this article is basically walking you through how the bots are working. It's beautifully done. And how the retweets are working and all that stuff. And then they start talking about the influencer economy. And the reason why people are buying so many followers, it's because they can charge more. Meaning, if they have 20,000 followers, they can get 2,000 people, $2,000 for a tweet. If they have 100,000, they can get 20,000. So the numbers of followers, the fake numbers, actually mean money in the bank, and that is why people were buying it. And so you can see with this article, exactly, they're just totally showing you what is fake, what is real, how to post it, what's happening. And because this became like a big thing, new articles started coming out, like this one in New York Times about the fake economy and the controversy that Time magazine has written about, and all the underlying economy of shame. And why that's important is because a lot of us are looking at these numbers and going like, I'm not as great as, I'm not as big as, I'm not as good as, what should I do? Nobody's listening to me. And a lot of, and it hurts not only because it hurts your self-confidence, but it also hurts those who are paying for that stuff. So I'll put links to all these things. And just so you know, because there's such a big controversy because of the Time magazine, today, Twitter started purging out a lot of fake bots and a lot of fake followers, and people are already going like, hey, what the hell is happening? So this is from today, just now, I think. Today's, just now. People are going like, hey, what's happening to my followers? And what's really funny about this tweet, for example, it goes like, why are you blocking me? I hardly even retweet. So it's like, if you don't do anything, why do you bother? Okay, so how do you spot these people? How do you know what's fake numbers? How all these fake numbers are happening? What is all the story behind it, right? Because we are just regular people going around looking online at what's happening over there. And then we see all these like 7 million followers, 100,000 followers, 20,000 followers. And we're like, How do I do that? I'm not making a lot of impact. I don't have a lot of reach. I am not talking, nobody's talking to me. So how do we do that? Well, this came up, like the idea of this broadcast came up because the other day I was on LinkedIn, and I'm going to show you LinkedIn. This probably happens in Facebook. It happens in Google Plus for sure. I'm not really sure about Facebook, but I think it does. And we're going to show you how do people get all those millions of followers, and then how to actually look and see whether they're real influencers or not. And then lastly, how do you can take advantage of that, right? So let's start. And I see some question. Hey, Donald Brand, King Kong is here. Okay, so this is LinkedIn. And like every other website, I know Google Plus does that. They suggest, right? Tell us what you want to see in your feed. And they start suggesting people to you. So do you want to follow careers? Do you want to follow Bitcoin? All that stuff. And aside of all that stuff, they're also showing people. Now, for some weird reason, I don't think LinkedIn knows me that well. Otherwise, this will not be the recommendations. But still. So you're looking at these people and you're going like, wow, almost 10,000 followers, almost 2,000 followers, 274,000 followers. Must be very, very, very big, very important. I should definitely follow them, right? But if we start looking at those people, so for example, this person, SEO digital marketing, right? I'm going to open that in a new link. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at their engagement and their activity and how important that is. So if we're looking at activity, and we're going to look at all the posts, basically what they're writing, and now we can look and see how many comments, how many likes, does anyone even care that these people are interacting? This specific one, nobody really cares. So 2,000 followers, 1 like, no engagement whatsoever, nothing, right? Not an influencer. So let's go back. This person, I don't know why they're putting it here, 10,000 followers. Let's look at that. So 10,000 followers. We're going to look at this guy. Doesn't even write anything. I don't know why they're suggesting him. So not this person. Let's look at Amy. So looking at Amy. So again, we're scrolling down. We're going to all activity. I'm going to click on the post, which is what she is sharing. Activity, all activity is basically what she retweeted and what she shared and all that stuff. So let's start looking at the post. And we see that there's great engagement. There's like 465 likes, 15 comments, 460 likes, 12 comments, 26 comments. So there's some activity on Amy's account, which is really, really great. But now let's dive deeper, right? Because this is kind of like a very high overview. Let's look at the comments. Let's see what the comments are. So spam. Spam. Let's see some more. Amy, I like football. That's spam. Trusting everyone. Investigating people putting some links. Free online course. So half of the comments are not relating. Some of the comments are basically people trying to promote themselves on someone that is on someone's profile. That happens a lot. A lot of trolls, a lot of like, unrelated comments. So let's look at this one. Spam. Thanks, Amy. Spam, someone's sharing their links. Thanks for sharing. Outstanding. Takeaways. There you go. Very good. So Amy got some interaction on her profile, which tells me that she is an influencer in a way in her own niche, because she's getting enough attention, enough interaction. One thing that Amy doesn't do that we all should do, and that will actually help you get in front of Amy's audience, is notice Amy is not replying to anything. People are commenting, people are interacting, nothing from Amy. She basically posts and forgets. So if Amy wants to increase her her reach and her relationships and her engagements and double all the interaction that happens here, basically just responding to each one of these comments, especially people who took the time to write a whole paragraph like this one, come in here and respond. Now, if you're an expert as Amy in the same field and in the same niche, now this is important because this is a way for you to build relationships with people in your own niche, right? But finding all the audience through your competitors. People would say it's a hack. It's a big tip. So if you want to connect with someone else's audience when they are not engaging, you be the engager. You go in there, you comment, you reply, you interact, and then that interaction will move into private conversations, and from there it can go to business relationships. So last thing I'm going to show you today, so we don't make it so big. How do you know? A lot of people will come in and be like, I have Facebook groups, I have 10,000 people in a group, I have so many followers, I have all these things, blah, 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 blah. If there's no engagement, if it's all spam, you have nothing, right? People don't care about any of it that you do. Nobody cares about the books, nobody cares about the TVs, nobody cares about anything. Everybody cares about what you can do for them and how do they connect with you. If you don't connect with them, nothing's gonna happen. So let's look at groups, okay? Someone's like, hey, come to my group, come to my group. A lot of stuff is happening there. Let's see what happens. So we look at Facebook groups, right? These are pending invites that I haven't even checked, but this is how I review books. I review groups, and I review whether or not this is a good group to engage with. So for example, if I will look at a group that has a lot of people, let's say this one, 27,000 people, I have 29 friends in there. I'm gonna click on that. And here's how you judge it. You look to see who's posting. Is it the same person posting all the time, all the time, all the time? And then how many comments and interaction each post gets, okay? So this one is a pinned post, right? So the numbers here are skewed because this could be pinned for it's been pinned for like a year. So let's go to the recent activity and let's look at what's happening. So no interaction, little bit of interaction, little bit of interaction, comments, good, not much, not much, not much. But you can see the different people. I think there are like maybe 5 people. So this person, Kylie, is the one that posts the most. And there's some Natalie. And so you can see a few people are posting and are sharing. If this was a group that I cared about, if that was the topic that I cared about, it might be a good group to come in and start engaging in. Because there seems to be some kind of activity. Some people are... enough people are commenting, creating their own posts, and there's some engagement and interaction. Let's look at something else. Now, remember, this was 27,000 people. So out of 27,000 people, 10, 20 people interacting, it's about 1%, right? Okay, so let's look at something that would be interesting. If anyone has a group that we want to look at, let me know. Okay, so business in heels. I don't know. I don't want to call anyone out, so this will be very interesting. Let's see. How do I post? Okay, so 100,000 email mastermind group. How many people are here? Well, it's a closed group, so maybe I shouldn't share it. Coaching Jungle, is that a closed group? It is a closed group. This one, public group. Okay, so 2,500 people are members. And if you're looking at that, pinned post, nothing happens. Nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens. This is a dead group. There's nothing for you to do in there. Same person is commenting, same person is posting. It's only the admin that is doing that. and nothing really happens in this group. So find yourself a different group to engage with. So this is it. 3 things to know whether you are looking at fake experts. The one way that people are gaining a lot of followers is because sites like LinkedIn and like Google Plus basically give you a list of all of them, and all you have to do is click follow, and that's how they grow their followers. Not through engagement, not through organically, just because LinkedIn suggests them and Google Plus suggests them and Facebook suggests them. That's how they get those huge numbers. If they didn't, and they feel like they are missing numbers like the actors here, then they buy them. And if you want to know how they buy them, I will leave the comments in the links in the comments. So a lot of people that you think might have big followers justly or organically, as you can see, they don't. So if they don't get a lot of social proof through being recommended, they go and buy them. And now, because it became such a big thing, Twitter is purging them out, people are reporting them, and there's a big cry. So to prevent yourself from interacting with fake experts, to prevent yourself from being bought into the fallacy of like, look, I have all this big group, come engage with me, to save yourself from following the wrong path, or like just feeling bad that you don't have as many followers as them, remember, engagement is the key. Go into groups and see who's writing, who's engaging, and how much engagement do they get. Go to LinkedIn, go to Google Plus, look at Facebook. Who's responding? Even if they have 50 replies, if they're all coming from the 2 people, that audience is not that big, right? Now, to make money, you don't need a lot of people. You don't need a lot of followers. So toss away those vanity numbers. Don't focus on them. It doesn't mean anything about you or your reach or your strength or your money in the bank. None of that matters. What matters is having the people that are engaging with you, loving you, talking about you, and buying from you. That's called having 11 true fans. 1,000 true fans. So if you have 1,000 true fans, you can make a 6-figure income. If you want to learn how to build engagement for real, if you want to know how to find your audience online for real and engage with them and convert them into your biggest advocates, of course, I have a resource for you. And that resource is actually not to sell you another video or PDF or anything like that. It's really to get to know you face to face, where you are, what you're doing, what your issues are, so that you don't fall into the fake news. You can get that resource at audience-engagementblueprint.com. Like I said in the previous video, when you go there, you will get a questionnaire, and that questionnaire will tell me, hey, this is who I am, this is where I'm at, this is what I tried, this is where I'm stuck, and we can start engaging with each other, really knowing where you are, and really help you go through. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope that you can take a deep breath, not worry so much about the followers, not worry so much about the numbers. Hey Mia, hey Cheryl. Don't worry about that stuff so much. Worry more about the relationship, the connection, and the impact that you make in the world, because that will change your life. You'll change your bank account. It'll give you meaning, and it'll give you a reason to wake up in the morning. And when you do that, those numbers won't mean a thing anyway. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for joining today, and we'll see you in the live stream. Bye. YouTube won't go away. So until YouTube goes away, you will see me here. Ask me any questions. Come on, YouTube.